Well, a very good morning, and this morning I'm not actually in Phuket. Instead, I'm here just outside of Ranong. We're sitting in a little cafe called Natasha's. I'm just about to have a cappuccino and some toast. Now, this is called crispy toast, which is basically toast with egg, I believe, like French toast. And very good it is too. Okay, well, you're probably wondering why I'm here. Well, there's been some developments over the last 48 hours and something that I need to update, let people know what's going on. Of course, the situation in Thailand is changing daily now. There has been some rumours and hearsay going around on social media sites. A lot of confusion, a lot of misinformation. I haven't posted a lot concerning the issue with the virus, mainly because I won't post anything that I can't verify the facts that are 100%. And there has been some instances where people have posted in haste some facts, and then the facts have changed, either been removed, altered, or whatever the case may be. So I tend to give, I can see, very nice, Ploy's also having some food. So I'm going to just show you what Ploy's had. What is that, Nat, that Ploy's ordered? Seafood, is it? Seafood with noodle? Yeah, and lettuce by the looks of it. Not lettuce, cabbage. Okay, I'm getting distracted there, and this is rather an important subject, so apologies for that. But going back to what I was saying, there has been some developments over the last 48 hours. Of course, case numbers now are steadily rising in Thailand. We haven't got thousands of cases at the moment. Well, I'm talking about official figures, of course. There are plenty of hearsay and rumours about figures in Thailand. All I can go on is what the official facts are, and at the moment, as of yesterday, the case number stood at 272 cases of the virus here in Thailand, with one death currently in Thailand. So those are the official figures. Now, there has been a jump in the last 2 days. First day there was a jump of 30 cases, and then yesterday there was a jump of 60 cases, which has took us up to that 272. And of course, as the case numbers start to rise, more and more restrictions are going to come into force in Thailand, which I'm currently aware of. Now, of course, for foreigners in the country, these restrictions may affect you personally. Like myself, I have a visa, and every 3 months I can go out, re-stamp, or make extensions at immigration. I have a few options. Obviously, with the restrictions coming into force, I decided yesterday I needed to come to the border and make a re-stamp to give myself 3 months, and then worst case scenario I could go to immigration and extend that for another 2 months. So I have 5 months from today going forward, and hopefully in 5 months time things would have settled down, and any restrictions that are going to be imposed in the next few weeks will have eased. But unfortunately, I've gone to the border this morning at Ranong, and the border was closed on the Myanmar side yesterday lunchtime. So unfortunately, Thai immigration haven't allowed me to leave, because I can't now enter into Myanmar because their borders have closed. It's not the Thai side, it's the Myanmar side that have closed. So only Myanmar nationals can enter into the country. They're not accepting any foreigners. So that meant this morning, unfortunately, I wasn't able to leave Thailand and come back in to re-stamp. So my current situation now is a little bit different than I was hoping it to be. I do have an option of going down to immigration. My visa, my stamp, should I say, doesn't run out until the middle of next month, so I've not got to really panic right away. I was coming a little bit earlier, just sort of preempting border restrictions, but unfortunately not quite soon enough. If I'd have been yesterday, I wouldn't have had the problem, but I'm a day late. They closed it, as I say, lunchtime yesterday, so I've just missed out. So it reduces my options. It means that when my stamp runs out the middle of next month, April, I need to go to immigration to renew that, but then I can only extend it for 2 months, and then at the end of that period I have a couple of options that I'm going to have to look at. Really, I would like to leave the country and come back in and then start the process of 3 months over again, and the 2 months or 3 months, whichever option I decide. However, that may not be an option in 2 months' time. I may not be able to go out again, depending on the countries that border Thailand and their border restrictions, they may not allow me to go in, or indeed at that time Thailand may not be accepting foreigners into the country without health certificates, because this is one of the things that have come into play in the last 48 hours now. If you're travelling from certain countries on the Thai watch list, you may be required to have a health certificate verifying the fact that you do not have the Corona-19 virus. So depending on where you're travelling from or going to, you may not be able to get that certificate, so that may cause you an issue coming into Thailand. So at the moment I'm going to go back to Phuket. I've travelled up to Ranong this morning. We actually left about 4 a.m. to get here nice and early, but it hasn't helped, unfortunately, my situation. So we're now on the way back to Phuket. As I say, I don't need to panic straight away. I'm going to keep a very close eye on the situation now developing in Thailand to let people know what's going on. But again, I may be a little bit slower than other people releasing these facts and information, just simply because I like to be able to check on the facts that are genuine and not just posts, because I have seen some posts on Facebook and other social media sites and indeed websites that are not accurate. And of course these inaccurate posts, whether they're partial posts or full posts that are inaccurate, may mislead people, may cause people to panic unnecessarily. So I want to avoid that, and that's one of the reasons why I haven't been covering it on my personal site, because I don't feel that unless I can post something that I can definitely validate 100%, I don't want to mislead anybody. But this is the fact of today. As far as I know now, in Ranong you are not able to cross into Myanmar unless you are a Myanmar national. Any foreigners entering the country will not be accepted, so you cannot leave Thailand at the Ranong border checkpoints now to go into Myanmar. So of course that's important information. Also the information is now that a lot of the entertainment's venues, such as bars and clubs, not including restaurants. I must stress that at the moment restaurants are not being affected, but in Phuket, Pattaya, Bangkok, there are now restrictions and closures of these entertainment venues. So those are going to be closed until the end of the month, or from what I understand, it's initially to the end of the month, and then the government will review the situation. They may extend it, they may allow the venues to reopen, we're not sure. So again, I'm going to keep a close eye on that. So I'll speak to you when I get back to Phuket, because I am going to go over to Patong and take a look at the situation over there, because I have noticed in the last few days a lot of incorrect posts about the situation in Patong. So I'm going to go over myself and take a look, see what's happening over there, and then come back to you with more details. Okay, both Ploy and Nat are pestering me to film the food here, so what have you had, Nat? Chicken noodle. Yeah, chicken noodle. I thought it was that. So I'm just going to leave Shadow there because she's just down on the floor here by the side of me. There she is, look, being well behaved again, because of course we've had to rush up to Ranong, which has unfortunately been a bit of a waste of time. So we're now on our way back, as I've said, back to Phuket, and we've stopped at this little place called Natasha's. It's like a cafe, they do food, coffees, etc. So I'm just going to show you the outside of this, because if you are coming this way and you are passing at a different point in time, of course, then a nice little place to stop, a nice little area to sit in the shade. They've got some tables outside as well, and they've got a shaded area. You can get some food, drink, nice little place to call in. Well, I'm now going to go and have my food because I'm starving, because I've been on the road since 4 o'clock this morning. Bit of a wasted trip, but as I say, I didn't know that. I did check all the sites last night before setting off, and there was no information whatsoever as regards the border being closed. Just bear with me while I put my tripod down. So there was actually no information on the Ranong checkpoints saying that the borders had been closed from yesterday lunchtime, not on any English language sites anyway, such as Facebook or websites, etc., that cover the borders. There has been no posting. In fact, I read a post that said that Ranong was operating as normal. Well, as of today, or lunchtime yesterday, and today is the 20th of March, you cannot cross into Myanmar. because they've closed the border. So that is a fact. I know that because they've stopped me this morning. That's why I know it. We've spoken to an immigration officer, explained that we'd had a look on the sites last night and there was no mention of this. She showed me a post or a website where it had been placed. Unfortunately, it's all in Thai language. So of course, if you don't read and understand Thai, you're not going to be able to know that. If you're a foreigner and you don't read Thai, you wouldn't be able to understand it in the first place, so you wouldn't know. And I'm sort of disappointed they haven't put it in the English language, because of course it's affecting foreigners as well. I've posted on my Facebook letting people know just in case, and asked people to share it so people know, because there may be other people in the same sort of position as I'm in that needs to renew the stamp to give them a little bit longer in Thailand before problems occur. They may decide to come to Ranong, and unfortunately that's not an option anymore. So again, a little bit of a shame that they haven't posted it in English, because I could have picked that up last night because I was looking on the English sites and there was no mention of it. I've also had a friend have a look. He's also looked this morning. There's no mention on any of the Myanmar sites saying that the borders have been closed to foreigners, but that is a fact. So a little bit slow there. Sometimes media information that you actually need and is genuine is slower than the media information that you don't need, that is fake. So this is one of the reasons why I try not to post unless I can verify the facts 100%. That way people are not misled. Okay, well, I'll speak to you later when I get back to Phuket and decide on whether I'm going to go over to Patong a little bit later or not.